Welcome to the next episode, and today we're gonna put some audio in the car, or prepare for it at least. So yeah, let's get straight to it. Next up is to do some with the sound system, and as you know, to enjoy fully the travel with the car, you need to have some good sound, don't you? And we're gonna do some wiring of the amplifier and the subwoofer and also the main head unit and everything. So that's what we're gonna do next, and I'm gonna just make a time lapse and show you how I'm rewiring the original harness. To run the power line to the engine bay from the back of the amplifier, this is a good way to find underneath the steering wheel column here. There is, under the carpet here, you can see that there is a grommet. It's a big plastic grommet, and there is actually a blind sealing some of the holes down there. So it's possible to remove those and open up a hole leading you into the engine compartment, and that's making it easier because you don't have to drill something or anything like that. As you can see, it's quite tricky to get the pliers in place, but it's actually a smart way to use this one because there's about 2 or 3 of these extra blinds covering this grommet, and you just puncture on the other side and you can easily get the cable through. So this is really nice. And as you can see, I'm using quite small cable. It's 6 square millimeters. So that's enough for me. And after that, it's time to do the wiring from front to back, which means the signal cable for the amplifier, the remote signal for the amplifier, and as well as the electrical antenna, and the rest of the things you need to have in order to connect everything in the rear. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it.
A novel kind of wit, renovating classics, oh, he never quits. Beamers in his hands, they shine like stars above, restoring roaring engines with a mighty shove. Kinnby spinning wrenches under neon skies, building alpine dreams benign set to rise. On his optics, fire tearing up the net, turbocharged creations ain't seen nothing yet. Classic vibes in chrome, the past he brings alive. Through the curves and corners, watch that Beamer thrive. Under the garage lights, his tools create a theme. Kinnby's hands are magic, crafting every gleam. Yeah. Kinnby spinning wrenches under neon skies, building
All right, so now we have the cables coming back, and we also have the antenna connection over here. So this is a extension. So we're gonna put the antenna in place as well, and that's gonna be sitting down here in the original spot for the motor-driven electrical antenna. Power antenna is the right name for it. So to do so, we have an aftermarket one from BMW. I've had this in the past and it's actually working fine. It makes a little bit more noise than the Hirschman original one, but it still works and do the same job. So this is gonna go in place together with the assembly parts needed to do so. And we have the original BMW assembly instructions where we can find exactly where to drill the hole, because the hole is quite critical so we don't do any mistakes we later on regret. So we're gonna do the measurements, and everything is really well stated in here. So that's next. To be able to measure the drilling point, we're gonna put the tape on here so we can make some notes, sketch like that, and also of course to prevent that the drilling, when you drill, that you scratch anything. Yeah, it's always a little bit nervous to do on a freshly painted surface like this. And it says here two measurements, one from the top where the trunk is intersecting with the rear window frame, and also down to the measurement of the antenna. And then you have one from inside of the edge of the ceiling edge where the trunk is actually interfacing with the side fender. So that's the measurement. So the first one is 427 millimeters. 427 coming down from the window position or the trunk. 427 like that. And then the next one is 15 millimeters. So if we're aiming like that, so that is the correct position for the electrical antenna. And the reason the antenna is located here is because you have a free space to have the motor for the antenna located behind the fender here. On the other side you have the toolbox like the jack and the tire iron. On this side you have the fuel filling all the console on the inside and everything, so you don't have any space to put this, so it can actually be left alone but in this area. So that's why the electrical antenna is always a little bit back instead of up here near the window of the C-pillar. So this is where we're gonna put it. So time to drill. Very, very gentle working with this. So we're first of all gonna mark out where the drill should be aiming like that. Now we have a groove for the drill to fit, and I'm using this, the step drill, which is like increasing in diameter all the way. And since we're going to do a 22 millimeter drill, the hole is going to be 22. It's marked here, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a significant or like a clear dimension for 22. So normally I just paint the 24, the step above it, with the black paint, so I know exactly where to stop. So I'm going to go until this one is above the fender, and that way we don't make the hole bigger than it should be, because it's easier to do small, of course.
Turbocharged creations ain't seen nothing yet. Classic vibes in chrome, the past he brings alive. Through the curves and corners, watch that Beamer thrive. Under the garage lights, his tools create a theme. Shinby's hands are magic, crafting every gleam. Yeah. Shinby spinning wrenches under neon sky.
Looks good, looks at least as it should. To be safe. Yeah. Almost 22. Not really, but it's close enough. Yeah. 21.9. So it should be working out. Let's see if it fits the antenna. Yeah. Just like it should. So that's the fitment. So we're going to put some paint in here, prevent from rusting, and then we're going to assemble the antenna in its place and remove all the sharp edges and everything from underneath. Yep.
Kinnby's world's electric with a futuristic hue. Kinnby spinning wrenches under neon skies, building alpine dreams behind set to rise. On his Yest, it's fire tearing up the net. Turbocharged creations ain't seen nothing yet.
Okay, so now the antenna is in place. We have everything connected temporarily here to just make sure it's working. We'll have a power supply unit down here to be able to simulate the actual installation. And we're going to make sure that when the antenna goes up, it doesn't collide with the trunk. And yeah, we'll put the remote on the positive, and the antenna is coming up. It's reaching out. Yeah, seems like it's passing by right as it should. It's quite high, but that's how it was back in the day. When you no longer want to listen to radio, you release the remote, and the antenna is coming down like that, flush to the base. So it seems like it's working all right. It makes a little bit of noise, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything since you doesn't make a difference since you're already driving when you listen to this sound coming in and out. Yeah, seems to be working fine. As you've seen, I put this subwoofer in place underneath the back seat. I've used those in the past, and they work very nice. It's just important when you drill and when you screw them to the floor underneath here, so this one sits tight and nice. It's important to check underneath because you have the brake lines and the fuel lines going just about here. So you need to check that you don't drill through those. So you aim and measure before you do it, so you don't have any bad surprises. And as an addition to this one, I will have a amplifier down here on the other side, because there is room underneath the seat, the rear seat, for those parts, and they really make a difference when you play, because it's quite poor system from beginning in those cars. So I'll have a power amplifier down here that will be installed in this side to operate the rear speakers. So the idea is to put this amplifier somewhere around here to make sure it's accessible, because you do have the adjustments for the gain level and the crossover and everything. So you need to have this accessible. Just by lifting the seat a little bit, you can reach with a screwdriver to do some final tuning. And we also have the signal wiring and the speaker cables, as well as the crossovers for the rear speakers already in place. Not in place, but it's installed in the harness. So it's just about to start working. To make sure there's no vibrations or anything while the subwoofer is working, I'm gonna put this piece of fabric underneath it, making sure it's like killing all the resonance and the vibration it might occur between the woofer itself and the car body. So that's something that's easier to do before everything is ready than afterwards, of course. So it's no rocket science, it's just a little bit of precaution. And I've already checked where to put the screw. Yeah, so now it's tight and nice. I'm not using this hole because it's directly over the fuel lines, and that would be a nasty surprise to drill right through. But I mean, it sits really tight on those 3 assembly points, as well as this this cloth underneath it. So I'm happy with this, and I've done it before, otherwise I wouldn't be so sure it's working. But like I said, I've done it on 3 cars before, same place, same component, and I can really recommend it. It's filling up the car with the lower tones in a way you wouldn't believe from a 6.5-inch woofer. And this side is nothing underneath, so it's just to drill it and afterwards protect from rust. Of course, we're gonna make some rust protection under the car later on. Sitting perfect. So finally the subwoofer is in place, and also the amplifier. So I'm gonna tidy up the cables a little bit, and also you can see the cable coming in from the power antenna from the trunk through a rubber grommet in the firewall and going down to the power supply and the antenna connection. And yeah, so I'm gonna tidy it up like I said, and then start working with the consoles in the next episode to put the center console, the handbrake console, and the glove box back in place. So that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, while I was doing the wiring here for the sound system, I realized I don't have the insulation on the C-pillar on the driver's side. So I managed to locate from one of the corpse I have in the E28 graveyard, sending you a photo. So I managed to remove that one intact, so I'm gonna put it in place, just gonna clean it up and then glue it to the C-pillar like it should be. So there's a lot of things still to do, but slowly but surely it's coming together. See you in the next episode.